Hi friends, I am really looking forward to this week in VIP. We have a lot of exciting things coming up and I'm just excited to dive in with you guys and welcome those of you who are new this week to VIP. I just wanted to give you a warm welcome and let you know that if you would like to catch up with us in a way that will kind of catch you up to speed with what we're doing, you are invited to listen to our orientation VIP call. And that is at fasterwaytofatloss.com/VIP orientation. I will link the link. I will link the link in the comments too. But yeah, so before we officially get into what we're going to talk about today, I wanted to remind you to register for the free Melt Your Middle training that is going to be taking place today at 12 p.m. Eastern. This is a free training for you as VIP members. I'm going to also drop that link in the comments for you to register to if you have not registered yet. It's going to be really great. It's going to be with our founder and CEO and a nurse and a few other people just giving you tips and tricks on ways to help melt your middle, which we all would like in some capacity. So I'm excited to see what we are going to learn today. Okay, so how did you guys enjoy the mindset work from last week? I felt like it was so good and so impactful for me. And I hope it was impactful for you learning from the podcast. We touched on a ton of topics and struggles, and I just want you to know if any of those things we talked about resonated with you, you are not alone. The reason that we touched on those topics is because they are super, super common. And the more I thought about it recently, the fact that they're common almost makes it harder. So, I guess think of it this way. So you might have a friend who is crushing her goals and you're just over here like, how in the world is she so committed? How is she sticking with this so well when I'm over here struggling? She must have something within her that I clearly don't have within me. And you felt that feeling before, haven't you? And it doesn't feel good. It feels like we're getting stuck in this comparison trap. And I think something to remember is that what we aren't realizing is that she struggles with the exact same things that you struggle with. She doesn't have anything special that you don't have. There was a time, there still is times where she felt weak. And there was a time where she felt anxious around food and external circumstances that she couldn't control. And she still sometimes does. She doesn't have it all figured out. The only difference between what you're feeling and what you're seeing with her is time and consistency. Those two things are key. And those are what are helping make her stronger. And she eventually, as she implemented this, she began to enjoy parts of the journey because she was seeing what became a result of the time and the consistency. So I just want you to really focus on that this week, that it didn't get easier for her. She just got stronger, which makes it look like it got easier, but it didn't. So the next time you find yourself comparing yourself or your journey or whatever it might be in all aspects of life to someone else's, it's important to recognize that we all struggled at different times, and that's just part of it. And you're not different or weird for having struggles. You're just at a different place than what you are comparing yourself to. And I think that's something that we need to remind ourselves of when we're feeling down or we're feeling like our efforts are not really changing anything. So please, please, please just don't allow what you're seeing and what you're feeling to deter you. Allow that to motivate you, because you also have the capability of overcoming hard things and negative thoughts. But what you have to do is practice. You have to implement that consistency in that time. It does not just happen. And like what we heard last week, our brains are hardwired a certain way. It's crazy. Our thoughts are shaped by our environment, life events, what we see, what we consume. So it's going to take some time to unlearn some of those patterns and undo some of our toxicity thinking around our mindset. And just knowing that takes practice to undo and unravel those hard wired paths that you've made in your brain. So time and consistency is what it always comes down to. You are fully capable. You can choose to ignore this and hope one day you'll magically be motivated, but it usually just doesn't happen that way. So that's why I really want to encourage you that it really is important to focus on that positive mindset and focus on that time and consistency, and just realize that it happens by making one small step at a time. You do not have to overhaul everything at once. Actually, I recommend not doing that because that is likely to lead to burnout. But if you can do one small thing at a time, it will grow, it will compound, and you are going to be in the direction of where you want to be. So please don't be hard on yourself, and just know that you are on this journey for a reason, and you are making progress. So let me just give you an example of one of these situations. So how you can start small. So maybe you know that you're not eating enough vegetables, so maybe just implement this week to eat one vegetable every day. That does not mean that you can't enjoy other things, but it's a small way that you can contribute towards where you want to be. So it's just, instead of thinking of like, I can't have that, think about what can you add in that's going to help get you closer to your goal, but not help make you feel like deprived, like you're cutting something out. Another thing you could do is promise yourself that you'll work out for 20 minutes, 3 days a week. Start small. If every day is not doable for you right now, do that. Just start somewhere small, like something that's doable for you. So just give yourself 20 minutes, 3 days per week. So, and then just know that you'll be adding things in instead of feeling like you're just taking stuff out, and compound on that too. Like once that starts to feel doable, add another day. And just know, like your friend who you feel like makes this healthy living thing feel like a breeze, I can almost bet you that she is doing what I'm recommending for you, to start small. And what you're seeing today from her is stemming from many, many small victories that have compounded over time. It's so hard for us in the moment to see that because we're not seeing all that behind the scenes daily actions that person is making, and we have to put in that work too. So don't give up on yourself. You are special, and I believe that you can do this. It won't ever be easy, and I want you to learn to accept that and embrace it. But the amazing thing is that in the process of doing this, you're going to grow in confidence, you're going to grow in your health, and you're going to get to the place where you can say, this is hard, but I can do it anyway, and I'm doing it anyway. Okay. Just had to get on my little soapbox about that for just a second, because I really want you to know how valuable you are and that you are capable of doing this. But switching gears a little bit, I wanted to bring up that our optional 24-hour fast is coming up this Thursday. So just something to keep in mind if you do want to do it. Like we always say, if you have health issues, if you're pregnant, nursing, you need to sit out of it this time and just go along Thursday as a normal, regular macro day. And just make sure that you are following a regular macro day, and then Friday will be your active recovery day. So this week for you will be totally normal. And for those of you that are not pregnant, nursing, or have a health issue, but you've kind of figured out that the fasting is not really working out well for you because it's causing you to maybe, binge afterwards or feel like you're kind of undoing your progress, it's important for you to just listen to your body and go with what you know personally aligns with you during this season of life. And only you can make that judgment. You can obviously talk to me and I can help you work through it if you want to see if it's a good idea for you to do right now. But just keep that in mind, that if it's going to set you up for not making great decisions later, then you can opt out of it right now. And just for the rest of you, just something to remember, the 24-hour fast isn't going to help you lose a ton of weight. It's important to remember that we do the fast for the health benefits that we're getting. So when we focus on the healing benefits of the fast, our mindset seems to get stronger, and that's the goal. It's no fun to fast if you just have losing a bunch of weight on your mind. When you have a deeper purpose and you're reminding yourself that your body is healing and you're experiencing tons of health benefits internally, that seems to mentally help push us through that tough part of the fast. So just stay in. So we'll chat more about it this week, and I'm going to offer more tips and tricks for getting through a fast if you haven't done one in a little bit. So be on the lookout for those, and also just reach out to me if you have any questions about if you should be doing one, if you shouldn't be doing one, or any other questions this week. That's what I'm here for, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a really good week. I am pretty sure there are some spring breaks happening too. So obviously if you're going on spring break, you're not going to want to do a fast. So yeah, keep that in mind. And then in April, it's going to be super great. It's part of our triple sculpt series that we're going to be doing an upper body challenge. We've been doing a abdominal challenge right now, and we're going to be working on upper body in April. So we will just chat more details about that as we get closer to April. And yeah, I'm super excited to work on our mindsets this week, go through a fast together, and just focus on those small victories that we can build and make together. So let's crush this week, and just know that I am rooting for you. Have a good one, guys.